Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia and this is my October TBR. So I have some books I'm actually planning on reading. Usually for my TBRs, at least recently, I've been doing like 4 books. It's like an achievable goal. I say this and I'm looking at the 3 books I didn't read last month. Also, today, the day that you're watching this, is my birthday. So that's cool. It's the last day of September. It's my birthday, September 30th. Mark your calendars. Except it's already happening. Anyways, I have a lot of like kind of spookier books and things that I feel like fit that autumnal vibe in this because Lord knows I love autumn and I love October. I have a couple books that I'm reading for school, so I'm gonna go through those first. If you didn't know, I'm a first year creative writing student at the University of British Columbia from my bed. A book that I know I'm reading for English this month is Persuasion by Jane Austen. Yes, I have read Jane Austen. Last year I read Emma by Jane Austen. Absolutely hated that book. It can burn in a fire. I haven't read Persuasion. I also haven't read Perks of Being a Wallflower. Oh my god, it's called Pride and Prejudice, Pia. I feel like this will be easier to read. We just got out of Shakespeare, so I think that this might not be too bad. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. I also don't know the plot. It's a classic. And then a book I'm reading for my creative writing class is going to be Illian Duncan. This is a diverse middle grade and I'm really, really excited to read this one. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. It's a middle grade, obviously, with a trans main character and a main character with bipolar disorder. I don't know where my voice just went. It's for my writing for children and young adult, and this semester I'm going to be writing at least part of a middle grade, so I wanted to pick something that's inspiring to me. This also has obviously characters dealing with a lot of more adult themes than just like hanging out and playing around that I'd like to also explore in my middle grade that I'm reading. So first here I have The Mortalist by Chloe Benjamin. This is a book I picked up recently, actually. So these books I picked up recently, what does that say about me? I'm neglecting my books. That's what it says. This is about a family, or I think just a group of siblings who get told their fortunes and they basically get told when they're gonna die. It's about them living with that knowledge and how they take it into different directions, and it's about those 4 characters. And I've heard really good things about this, not only from booktube but from like people in my life telling me that it's a good book, so I'm actually super excited to read this book. I'm talking too fast for myself, but I'm really excited to try this one out. It's so fall. Look at the cover. Then I have here, I don't know what to categorize this book as. I want to say it's horror, but I'm not sure, and that is Shauna McGuire's Middle Game. I have no idea what to classify this as. I would classify this as weird spooky, but that's not a genre as I've learned in class. I don't know. I love a good spook. It's about alchemy? Oh, that's cool. One of my favorite books, The Alchemist, is about alchemy. Yeah, I don't know. It's like 500 pages. It's a little chunky boy, and like I'm excited about it's about twins with weird powers and apparently about alchemy, and like it has a really spooky, daunting cover. I'm really not sure about this one, but I'm reading a horror book right now and loving it. So if that's anything like this, we're gonna be Gucci. I have 2 books kind of in the same vein again, and this is The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta. This is about queer witches and woods, and it's supposed to be really atmospheric, and it takes place in California. There's funky names. It's like all I love, you know? Especially just when you say like queer witches, I'm like, so sign me the fuck up. I haven't really heard a lot of things about it, but I have heard some things about Amy Rose Capetta's other books. I'm really excited about this. If you didn't know, I love witches. My favorite movie is Hocus Pocus, so obviously like, I'm really excited about this. Also the cover is really interestingly textured. You didn't want to know. You want to feel it? Then I have here another supposedly weird book, and this is You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. Katrina Leno is like continuing to like knock things out of the park. I just saw her new book came out and it's getting really good reviews. But this is also one that I've heard is just super weird and like strange and has these spooky vibes. I honestly can't tell you what this is about. I know it has a main character named Magpie, and I just think that's kind of adorable. I think it might be her kind of writing down things in a notebook and how that's becoming a world itself rather than just a world in her notebook. I have no idea about yet. And the last book I have here should come as no surprise. I really feel like it's on everyone's October TBR if they haven't read it. And fortunately enough, I'm actually a good chunk of the way through the book because I read some of it last year and then I just put it down. That Is It by Stephen King. I've had this book for a couple of years now. Oh, it's probably like 3 years. I've had this book and I'm like 700 and something pages through it. Like I've read all this and I have just this left, which like doesn't seem like it's a good chunk. I'm more than halfway done. Listen, I've been listening to this audiobook and it's just a whole long ride, but now I can listen to audiobooks on 3 times speed. Actually, no, I can't on Scribd. Anyways, I listened to this on double speed. It's like a 48-hour long audiobook. It is so friggin' huge, but this is like such a staple in horror literature, and this is my first King, and I just want to read more of his titles. I have been warned about some of the questionable elements of this by some of my my little friendos in the comments, so thank you guys for that. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Who knows, maybe I'll like throw it away. I have no idea, but I do have one new release that I need to read as soon as possible. It has nothing to do with any of these books, and that is, she's so pretty, this is Breathless by Jennifer Niven. If you didn't know, Jennifer Niven wrote my favorite book, All the Bright Places, and she is finally coming out with a new book, and by finally, I mean she came out with that like 5 years ago, and I'm stressed. I can't wait to read this. I know it has nothing to do with the spooky season, but it has everything to do with my life. It came out the day before my birthday. I mean, fate, as fate would have it, you know? She's so cute, and I'm in love with her. I don't even know what it's about. I don't care, it's Jennifer Niven, you know? Anyways, now those are all of the books that I'm planning on reading in October. Definitely going to read some other ones. I've just been on my reading freaking mojo lately, thanks to novellas and audiobooks. Yeah, that's all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!